Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Highly Reactive. My name's Lee J. Over there, Stan, and we've been highly recommended this song, which is from Aaron Lewis. Am I the Only One? So we have no idea. All we've been told that it's a very heartfelt song. So we have no idea behind what we expect it to be something about men's mental health or something along that, because that's what we're looking into. So apart from that, can't wait to see it. I can't wait because I know he's got an acoustic guitar. I saw a picture of his face very quickly. He just looks like a typical dad. So I'm just going to go out there and say, I think I'm going to enjoy this one. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's our first time ever meeting Aaron Lewis, so we're going in completely blind, know nothing about the artist, and like Lee just said, it's all about the mental health that we're expecting on it, but we'll see, eh? But before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, support the original artist, hashtag Aaron Lewis down in the comments below. If at any point you enjoy myself and Lee J, make sure you like it, so it, love it, press play. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I love the start of it. Love that start already. American.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Am I the only one here tonight? Shaking my head and thinking something ain't right. Is it just me? Am I losing my mind? Am I standing on the edge of the end of time? Am I the only one? Tell me I'm not. Who thinks of taking all the good we got and turning it bad? Hell, I'll be damned. I think I'm turning into my old man. Am I the only one willing to bleed or take a bullet for being free?
Wow. Okay, so we see where he may be going with this, but I just want to point out at the very beginning, like, this voice, it just transcends that sort of, that masculinity, but also transcends like the beauty behind it and the fact that he may be calling for help. And he's asking as well within the song's title, am I the only one? He's asking you, the audience, he's asking us, the reactors, like, am I the only one? Do you agree with me? Are you agreeing with whatever he's going to go into? But I love the solemn in his voice as well. It feels like he said about talking about the edge, like as he's standing on the end of time, or the edge of time. He is really pouring his emotion into this, and I really like that. So far so good, especially with the grey somatic background with the thunder and lightning that sort of almost match the music this time. Like the start. I love the start.
I really enjoyed that. Well, when the thunder came in over the acoustic guitar, you don't really hear it a lot in like a music video where they incorporate thunder into like such a but it just worked ever so beautifully. I mean, yeah, I think he's more going for a political sort of view. I mean, he's obviously showing pictures like Washington and all that, Washington, D.C., saying it's like it's all changed. So maybe it's a political view. I don't know his political standpoint, but at the end of the day, it's something he feels passionate about, and he should have the right to speak freely upon that. So absolutely go nuts. But I'm also loving his image. Like you said, he looks like a bit of a dad. He just looks like a regular guy, which you like. He's got his glasses, beard. He just dressed normal. There's nothing like, ain't got all these face tattoos or blinged up to high heaven just to, for like an extra appearance. He looks genuine, and I like that. I have a lot of respect. Natural self.
If you have loads of tattoos, so have I, by the way. No offense.
Ain't got a neck tattoo. I'm not saying about that, but like,
I know what you mean.
Like,
I know you mean.
Yeah.
Overly done. OTT.
Overly done.
Take a bullet for being free. Screaming, what the hell at my TV for telling me, yeah, you're telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. Am I the only one not brainwashed, making my way through the land of the lost, who sees it as it is and worries about his kids as they try to undo all the things he did? Am I the only one who can't take no more screaming? If you don't like it, there's a frickin' door. This ain't the freedom we've been fighting for. It was something more. Yeah, it was something more.
Wow.
Yeah. I tell you something, mate. I had a bit of a weird smile there because I thought I didn't know if it was maybe bringing a slightly racist overtone to it. I was like, oh god, what are we reacting to? Sort of thing. This is awkward. But then I realized, then he goes into the story, and it wasn't. It was actually about uniting all together. We are all like part of the same nation. Obviously, all them are obviously Americans, but we can get the understand story. And it was about uniting together and stop being so separated by differences. And being forced separation by society, how they do try and divide us. So I love how he's like uniting things. It's a very powerful story, and I love that, Lee J, because it is, taking those sort of things. It does need to be said sometimes. I do fully agree. Look at them. I mean, look at that picture right there. They're all united. They're all stood together, and that's the way it should be, Lee J. Bloody beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how he's talking about societal pressures that we deal with, and the fact that mental health could tie into this, because you think of just, being a man, being a woman in this day and age, you're being told how you should be, and it's so difficult to try and think, well, am I right doing this, or am I wrong doing this? And you'll have people watch this video and disgrace it and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that's the way the world goes. But I think what he's doing, he's calling out to the people like, do you feel a little bit down, a little bit depressed, a little bit stressed because of the way the world is right now, because of people, looking over your shoulder and telling you how you should be, and everybody gets offended and everybody gets like an opinion and everyone feels entitled. So he's saying, are you like me, who just wants to sort of be in this country and love this country, being in America? We say the same in Britain as well. We love our country, but sometimes it is difficult to love a fucking broken piece of shit. But in all honesty, yeah, like that's what thing. And I think sometimes when I look out into the streets, or I walk down the streets in Britain, maybe it's because I'm more of a positive person now, but I see the positivity. I see the love between a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, the kids. And I just see, people walking all types of sexual orientations, everything, as long as they're happy to be Welsh, or they're happy to be English in your case, or happy to be American, fine by me.
Fine by me.
It was something more. Yeah, it was something more. Am I the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue? Burning on the ground, another statue coming down in a town near you. Watching the threads of old glory come undone.
Oh, man. Oh, shit.
I can't be the only one. Am I the only one who quit singing along every time they play a Springsteen song? Am I the only?
Mate, I swear it's a bit of a weakness, right? Like when the old man put the the sign up, the COVID-19, he looked broken. Like that is a weakness of mine, mate. When I see an old person or a woman crying, I'm like, oh no, please stop. It's just because, like, for instance, an elderly person as well that's done so much in their life and could have fought for the country, could have done just been in the country working all their lives, and then you just see them broken because of like COVID-19 or whatever's going on the TV these days. I remember when my granddad actually passed away, one of the things he did say prior to it was like, yeah, it's not a bad time to go, like, sort of thing, because of the way the world was. That was prior to COVID-19, but I think, and again, when I see a woman cry, I'm like, oh no, don't cry, stop, I'll do something, I'll do anything. Just stop. It's like a weakness of mine, but I love what he's done here. He's captured. I'll go back to what Stan was saying as well, how he's brought like a diverse crowd to tell you that if you're listening to this and you're thinking he's talking about that there's certain people in America that need to be looked after. He isn't. He's talking about everybody, no matter what color, no under what orientation you believe in. Like, you stand there, you might be a builder, you might be a doctor, you might be in the forces or something like that, but you should stand united together, because it's messages like these that people will try and push away, but these are the sort of messages that give hope and the vulnerability that we're allowed to have as humans, instead of like fighting over the mini differences. And I tell this to a lot of clients, tell this to a lot of people, is like, don't argue over the things that you can't get along with. How about you get along with the stuff that you can speak about, and you do have sort of like that attraction to. For instance, I'll have a friend that may hate rugby. I'm like, oh, I like rugby. Like Stan's not a big football person or rugby person, but that doesn't mean we sit there going, no, you need to watch sport. And he's like, well, I don't want to watch sport, back and forth. It's like, what do you like? And then we found gaming, or we found like YouTube or music. Like that's our joint thing, and we get along with it. And that's what people need to do. This is what your singing's about. Is he the only one? No, you're not. No, you're not, Aaron.
No, you are not. And I tell you something, mate. The absolute heart, like the emotion in his voice as well when he's singing. It's a beautiful piece of music, to be honest, mate. Like the guitar, and there's like what he's singing about and the way he's singing it. It does have a beautiful blend to it, which just makes it like a nice sort of like a nice American folk sort of song.
Yeah.
I can't help but compliment it. Obviously, I'm assuming when this was released, it was a lot was going on in America at the time. Obviously, we had the George Floyd incident, and we have all the COVID incidents, and and everything that sort of went to go for that. Obviously, we only really see what we get from social media. Social media can either be something that's used so beautifully, or what tends to be happening, it can be absolutely just poison, just spreading, because you just get all this fucking random shit. But and I love how he's just amongst all that poison and all that shit, he's finding out the individual bits of good, which we should be focused on, as Lee J just said, focus on the fucking positive sides of things like that. We like positive messages here.
100%.
As positive coaches, as life coaches.
Am I the only one sitting here? Still holding on, holding back my tears for the ones who paid with the lives they gave. God bless the USA. I'm not the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. I'm not the only one.
Love that.
Yeah.
I can't be the only one.
Getting that thunder.
I
Do love
Thunder,
it.
mate.
I
It
feel
really
like
gets
it.
you
Oh,
turned on.
I was going to say, mate, it's sort of like the apocalyptic sort of side to it. It's like the storm. Are we in the storm? Is it the calm of the storm? Or the eye of the storm, for instance? So many like analogies that can be put towards that. But what I did love about that song was his voice, his demeanor, the way he did it, the emotion that he put into the song, and then the music sort of followed and trailed that with the music video, the faces that people were pulling. I'm not going to go too much into it because we went into quite a bit of detail between the pauses. But what I will say is that, yes, you may not agree with him politically. I may not agree with him on everything politically, but let's take the political argument out for a second. It's the beauty and wonder of his voice and his mind behind the musical art, his freedom that he has, where he's talking about real struggles. And you may have different struggles than he's talking about and see it from a different side of the fence. But instead of seeing it from a different side of the fence, join his side and think, yeah, you're right. Life is a struggle, and the only way we get through life is by joining together. That's how we've survived as human beings. This whole time, while we're in 2025 as we record this, is the only way we got here is because we stuck together at the times of need. So hell.
Yeah, 100% Lee J. Yeah, just to touch up on what Lee J said, I'm not going to go over too much, but I just say that I really thoroughly enjoyed the piece of music. Aaron Lewis, it was a bloody pleasure to get to know you and get to hear your musical voice and your musical talents. And I thought, there was beauty within your words as well, and heart and emotion within your words as well. So thank you very much for that pleasure. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this reaction/review, then make sure you leave the thumbs up button, hit your subscription, and ring that notification bell as well for highly reactive reactions. And thank you as well for giving us so much of your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, hasn't it, Lee J?
It has been an absolute amazing pleasure to meet Aaron Lewis, and what you think of him will be really important, so leave that down in the comments. Leave your recommendations and hashtag Aaron Lewis down below in the comments as well. I smiled at one point when Stan said, just touching up on Lee J. I thought he said he was touching me up, but I was like, oh. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are highly reactive. Have a great day, and remember, speak out.
You are highly amazing. Oh, I thought you were going to pause there. My bad. I thought you were setting me up.
We don't edit much.